99X
at 97.9.
It is 99X. Welcome to the House of Kinard. This is a medical room backstage at Phillips Arena with Lars from Metallica.
Dude, look, the dentist chair.
There's literally a dentist chair in here.
If you don't behave, you're in for a root canal.
That is from Dent Tech.
And James Hetfield's going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Have you guys lost teeth on the road doing anything crazy?
I think I pretty much lost everything else other than teeth. But I still have most of them.
Yeah.
A couple of ones that were bought a few years ago here up front, but they were replacing ones that had just taken a lot of abuse. But I always had all of them with me still.
Right. Well, you know, at y'all's stage of the game, you can get those nice shiny porcelain veneers. Is that what those are?
Yes.
We got a dentist chair here. We'll talk teeth.
Yeah.
Just because we play music doesn't mean we can't talk teeth or
hey, listen,
fashion.
Growing up in Denmark where they had that fluoride in the water, all my teeth were stained yellow from they had some experiment in the early 70s where they put fluoride in the water, and all my teeth ended up not particularly visually appealing.
Right.
So now I've got some porcelain teeth. It's all good.
Right. I mean,
that could actually be the first time I've ever told anybody this.
Yeah, it's okay.
So there you go, a 99X exclusive.
That's it. I think it's because we're on a couch in a room
if you
where
get nothing else out of me than that today, then at least you got an exclusive.
That's going to be on MTV.com tomorrow. Lars has veneers.
Yep.
There you go. And one might assume. Because, I'm curious. There are certain bands that just get to that level. And that are just up here.
To the veneer level?
To the veneer level.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You know?
That's pretty much what we've been striving for 25 years.
Jay-Z on speed dial and porcelain veneers.
Yeah, well, I got one of those too.
Yeah? Well, we know which one it is. Was there a certain day where you remember where you were told you never have to work again if you don't want to?
I'm still waiting, actually, for somebody to tell me that. The closest we've come is a story I've told a couple times about on the last day of the Aussie tour when we opened for Aussie back in, I think it was 86. On the last show in Hampton, Virginia, our manager, we had a little sit down with our manager before the show, and he told us when we got off that tour the next couple of days we could actually all go look for houses. And that was about 5 years into our career, and we never obviously thought that we would ever be able to do anything other than just have fun and get drunk and meet girls and play music and all the reasons you get in a band. And all of a sudden there were houses involved,
right.
or possibilities of houses, and it all seemed rather bizarre.
Yeah. And
it still does, actually, about 23 years after that sit down in Hampton, Virginia. But listen, to be able to be out and meet people like yourselves in rooms like this and have veneers and everything else that comes in the wake of that, playing music and doing what you love, it's a pretty cool thing. Trust me.
I have to imagine at that point, because anyone who has a job, from the guy who is a garbage man or to whatever, you always want you have that pressure. You have that pressure of keeping your job and doing this and that. Once you know that, you know what, financially I'm set, I kind of feel like a paradigm shift would happen, and then you could go all about the fans, all about the music. Let's just do exactly what we want.
I think in Metallica it's pretty much been like that, even when we didn't have any money. I mean, it's always been about doing the best thing for the band, doing the best thing for the show, doing the best thing for the fans, trying to find the best schedules, the best balances, all that type of stuff. And that's kind of, I don't remember ever not thinking like that.
Yeah.
Even, of course, when we didn't have any money. But, Metallica has always been about, to me, Metallica represents freedom. Mm-hmm. Represents the ability to do what you want, when you want, and kind of how you want. And that's one thing that I think we've always, without sounding too patriotic or kind of cornball about it, that it's always represented freedom, which is that you, mostly freedom, I guess, from authority.
Yeah.
Kind of doing your thing, not having to be told what to do, when to do it, any of that stuff. That's so the great success that we've had has really just brought us the freedom to keep all those people at bay.
Right.
That would finger whack us and tell us,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. Well, it's like, watch me.
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, I think you guys at least have to be in the top 5 of bands that do more things for your fans than anybody else. From the stuff you guys put on Metallica.com, this MetOnTour.com,
Sure.
and like, who is the catalyst for that?
Well, obviously the internet is obviously a great way to communicate with your fans. And listen, we've always been. I mean, I think you choose your paths early on, and there are different ways you can go. You can kind of do the more rock star kind of mystery and larger than life, all that type of stuff, or you can just be accessible and approachable and reachable. And kind of most of the bands that we grew up admiring were all punk bands, and the attitude of punk was always to just be on the same level as the fans. So we've always made ourselves as accessible as possible and as kind of reachable as possible. So we've always tried. It's always been about communicating with the fans, and obviously in the last 10 years or so, the internet has been an awesome tool in doing that, and being able to, through all the different websites and with all the videos we put up and all the shows we put up and all the stuff, it's obviously an incredible way to communicate, not just with the people close to you, but on a global basis. And obviously 2009, it's a much smaller planet, and people sort of follow this, or people, every day we make the show available within a couple hours after we played it, available for download, and people can buy it all over the world or whatever. So people are sitting following the set lists in Korea or in Australia or whatever. So it's obviously it's a great way to nowadays to just reach people and communicate with them.
Yeah, and by looking at one of the sites, I can't remember which one it was, I can tell that you guys still get excited about some things. And the thing that I saw most recently that appears to be you guys are pretty excited about is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 25th anniversary concert coming up.
Trust me, I get excited when I wake up every morning.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
I'm awake.
I get excited every day when we finish a show and my arm's still attached to my body.
Right.
It's the little things now that make a difference. So it's obviously it's been an incredible year with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and with the way that the fans have received Death Magnetic, and how pretty much every city we're playing in, there's more people that show up than that did on the 04 tour, and in the middle of a recession.
Right.
It's amazing. In some shows we have twice as many people as we did last time. Pretty much every show is sold out. Over in Europe, it's nutty, and building attendance records and all this crazy stuff, and Guitar Hero games and all this stuff. So it's been a pretty incredible year on so many fronts. And being back in the States now for our second run up through Christmas now, and the fact that we've had 4 sold out shows this week, and it just people come out and people care, and people want to be part of it, and it's pretty amazing. It's I think the main difference now between now and 20 years ago is that now you're actually able to take it in. 20 years ago it was like, okay, who's got a beer?
Right.
Show sold out. Okay, who cares? Who's got a beer? Where are some girls at? Now it's like you actually sit there and go like, wow, it's pretty amazing. Last night at the show in Tampa, we had an 85-year-old woman who was there with her son, and I mean, Metallica T-shirt, the whole thing, and then three people over is like a 10-year-old, and it sort of covers the whole generation span. It's pretty crazy these days.
Talking with Lars from Metallica. Take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do a lightning round of subjective lightning round, and final question with Lars. It's 99X.
Like the lightning round. There you go.